Hello, welcome to a new episode of Geek Lunch Me. I'm your host Chris. As usual, Happy New Year to you all. I hope you all had a good festive break, whatever you were doing. I thought we'd kick off 2024 by looking at all the upcoming movies that would appeal to geeks like us. And I've got a new camera this year, so hopefully the picture quality is better. You don't really need to see any of this in HD, but I thought it would be good for when I do the model making and painting videos and the sort of toy restoration and painting videos as well. They'll look a lot better. Next thing I need to do is upgrade the sound. I'm just using a sort of cheap microphone at the moment. If any of you are YouTubers or you do sound recording and have got any recommendations, please drop them in the comments below. I'd love to know what sort of stuff you're using and anything you could recommend to help the channel sound better. And of course, don't forget, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Helps us out a great deal. Helps the video get seen by a lot more people. And if you've not already subscribed, why not smash that subscribe button? We'd absolutely love to have you as a subscriber. I will, of course, put any links to any trailers for these movies in the description below. As always, they haven't all got trailers yet, but as I say, the ones I have, I'll put a link below for you to check them out. So let's take a look at what we've got coming up this year. So January is the sort of graveyard for cinema. Nothing much gets released at all, so there's nothing I could see that really appealed to me in January. So we'll kick off with Madam Web in February the 16th. And that's another one of Sony's Spider-Verse adjacent movies, you know, featuring Spider-Man characters from the comics, but not featuring Spider-Man. I've said it before, I'm sure they'd knock on Kevin Feige's door every now and then and say, please, can we have Tom Holland to appear in one of our Spider-Man movies? And Kevin just says, no, not yet. So this is not the only one we've got coming up this year. But yes, the trailer didn't really do anything for me at all. I'm not a massive fan of the Venom movies. I didn't even see Morbius. By all accounts, I haven't really missed anything. But yeah, Madam Web, say February the 16th, that comes out if you like your Spider-Man-less Spider-Man movies from Sony. We've then got something I am looking forward to very much. March the 1st, we jump to Dune Part 2. Absolutely love Part 1. Denis Villeneuve, I think he's a fantastic director. He's probably one of the best visual directors, working, today. And the trailer for this one did get me excited. We see a lot more action, sandworms being ridden into battle. So there was an interview with him where he said the first part was very much the talking part and setting everything up. The second movie is where it already really kicks into high gear and lots of battle sequences. So yeah, looking forward to that one. So March the 1st for Dune Part 2. Then you got Kung Fu Panda 4 on March the 8th. It looks okay. I enjoy the Kung Fu Panda movies. It's a sort of law of diminishing sequels. They sort of get slightly a little bit worse as they go along, but they're still fun. Jack Black's great in the role. I like the style of the animation. Always looks really nice. Apparently this is bringing back villains from, I think, all 3 of the previous films, and it looks like Poe is no longer going to be the Dragon Warrior, and he's got to find someone else, I think, to sort of be his successor as he moves on to become the spiritual guardian of the valley or something like that. So yeah, Kung Fu Panda 4, March the 8th. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, March the 29th. I'm a big Ghostbusters fan. Really enjoyed Afterlife. And this looks to be more of the same. We've got the original crew back as well. They are in the trailer. I suspect they're going to be, much like Afterlife, but not used very much. We might see Ernie Hudson a bit more. Dan Aykroyd, I know, was filming here in the UK for a while. Wouldn't surprise me if Bill Murray is more like an extended cameo. Apparently they've moved on from Gozer. We've got a new bad guy. We've got this creeping chill fear thing that freezes everyone, more or less scares them to death. Directing duties have been handed over, I think it's Gil Keenan, who co-wrote Afterlife and directed Monster House animated kids sort of haunted house movie a while back, which was also really great fun as well. So yeah, hopefully he's done good things there. Say 29th of March, that is Frozen Empire. Then Mickey 17 on March the 29th. Also, Bong Joon-ho's new movie, the guy that gave us Parasite and won the Oscar for that. It's Robert Pattinson, Mark Ruffalo, Toni Collette, a great cast. It's based on a book that I haven't read. Apparently it's to do with cloning. No trailer for that yet, so I don't really know much more about it. But he's a Bong Joon-ho, absolutely fantastic director, so sort of anything he does is always on my radar. And then we move on to Godzilla Kong, The New Empire, on April the 12th. Now, I said before in a previous video, the trailer doesn't do much for me. I'm not a massive fan of Godzilla vs Kong. Adam Wingard, I say he directed that. He's directed this new one as well. And yeah, I'm not massively enamored with the direction that sort of the Monsterverse is going. 2023 has been a bumper year for us kaiju fans. We've had was it Godzilla -1, which was absolutely epic. We had Monarch, Legacy of Monsters on Apple TV. We had the Ultraman, the final season of the anime on Netflix. We had their Kong Skull Island anime. We had the Gamera Rebirth anime series as well. And we had Kamen Rider Black Sun as well on Amazon Prime. So yeah, it's been a fantastic kaiju year, and I'd love to see that extend into 2024. But I say Godzilla Kong, I'm not getting great vibes from it. I mean, hopefully at the very worst, we might get some big fun action sequences featuring some giant monsters smashing each other around, which is always good. But yeah, not holding out much hope. Dan Stevens and Rebecca Hall are in it. I mean, they're great actors and they do fine work. Hopefully they're given something to do. But yeah, so that's it. Godzilla Kong, New Empire, April the 12th. April 26th, we then get Civil War, the new Alex Garland movie, who did Ex Machina. We've got Kirsten Dunst in that, and that is basically a new Civil War breaks out in America. Unfortunately, with the state of the world at the moment, it's one of those things, yes, it's speculative sort of science fiction, but, you only think it would take one or two events to maybe tip something that way. So yeah, expect some tense and scary stuff. I say Civil War, April the 26th. We then get The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling on May the 3rd. He's riding high from being Ken in Barbie. Now, this is obviously based on the Lee Majors TV show, which I absolutely love when I was a kid watching Colt Seavers. Riding around in his pickup truck doing stunts. I must admit, the trailer left me a bit cold. It also seemed to give away the entire plot, so if you don't want to know what's going on in the movie, maybe leave the trailer. But yeah, and sort of several reports I've read don't actually ever seem to mention the original TV show. The theme tune, which was one of the best parts of the show, isn't featured in the trailer. So yeah, it seems to be an updating of the TV show without actually sort of acknowledging that it ever existed. So yeah, I don't know that one. Fall Guy, May the 3rd. May the 24th is If, John Krasinski's new movie. I really enjoyed his directing on A Quiet Place. Ryan Reynolds we get in this as well, who's always good fun. It's If, Imaginary Friends. It's about a girl, I believe, who can see everyone else's imaginary friends in the world. Trailer looks good fun. There's scope for good visuals there. I don't think it's going to be obviously as bloodthirsty or as hilariously gross as Happy, the other Imaginary Friends series, which you can check out on Netflix, which I absolutely adored. But yeah, no, it looks like some good family fun. So as I say, that's If on May the 24th. We then get something I'll be looking forward to on the 24th, Furiosa and Mad Max Saga. Trailer looks fantastic. I absolutely love Fury Road. If you've watched this channel before, you know how much I adore it. And it's just great to see another George Miller action-packed movie set in his Mad Max world. For me, that's got the potential to be one of the big cinema experiences of the year. Absolutely cannot wait for that. I say 24th of May. Also 24th of May, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I really enjoyed the trilogy that they've done. This is set sort of several hundred years after the last one. Obviously Caesar has died, and we're following on, and we're almost sort of getting up to the bit where the original Charlton Heston movie sort of comes in, where apes have sort of evolved up to that point that they are in that movie, and that humans are now this sort of subspecies. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. The CG work, the motion capture in the previous three, absolutely fantastic. So hopefully we get some more of that as a Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. May the 24th, June the 7th, we get Ballerina, the movie set in the John Wick universe with Anna de Armas, directed by Len Wiseman, who did all the Underworld movies. Not exactly one of my favourite directors, not a massive fan of those films, but I suspect his style will fit in with the sort of hyper stylised, violent bullet ballets that we get from John Wick. I think Keanu Reeves is also appearing in some form or another as well. So hopefully a good, fun, violent action movie at least. We then get Pixar on June the 14th. Go back for Inside Out 2. Inside Out is a fantastic movie, but it's like a lot of Pixar movies. It's sort of very self-contained. To me, it tells its story much like sort of Monsters Inc. as well was another one that I don't really think that you need a sequel. But Pixar, as we know by now, do enjoy churning sequels out. I think they've sort of added a new emotion, inside Riley's head. So no doubt it'll be fun. It'll look good. I just hope the story's there, because I'm not convinced that we actually need a sequel to Inside Out. Talking of A Quiet Place before, we get A Quiet Place Day 1. Say John Krasinski not directing this one. This is June the 28th. Is it Michael Sarnowski we get? Doesn't seem to have done much. One thing he did do was Pig with Nicolas Cage, where he gets his truffle pig stolen. I did actually watch that the other day. It wasn't the movie I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like a John Wick where they kill his dog. I thought he was going to go all psycho to retrieve his pig, but no, that's not the way it happens at all. So yeah, wasn't the film I was expecting. But yeah, so A Quiet Place Day One, we're getting, it is obviously a prequel. So we're presumably going to see the aliens arrive. Now we sort of got some of that in A Quiet Place Part 2. So I'm assuming it's just expanding that story. Again, this is a story, I don't know how much it really needs to be told. You know, presumably aliens are going to land and start slaughtering people until people realise that it's a sound that they're attracted to, you know, and everyone starts sneaking around very quietly. I'm pretty sure that's going to be, you know, pretty much the main sort of gist of the story. But I did enjoy both the Quiet Place films, so I'm tentatively looking forward to that. You know, sort of could go either way. Then another film that could definitely go either way, Twisters on July the 19th. I admit, I absolutely love Twister. It is a big, dumb, fun movie with the legendary Bill Paxton. I love the idea of just chasing these twisters that they give the twister sort of personality, that they actually sort of really become sort of bad guys in their own right. I've seen it far more times than I would care to admit. So the fact that we're getting I think it's a sort of sequel. I don't know how much it's going to acknowledge the first one. It's David Corenswet who's going to be playing Superman in James Gunn's new Superman Legacy movie. So it'll be interesting to get to see him on the big screen. We've got Kernan Shipka as well, who was Sabrina the Teenage Witch in the Netflix series. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, the CGI has improved, you know, radically, you know, since when Twisters was made, even though, you know, it still pretty much holds up the old stuff. It could be good. It could be appalling. Either way, we'll still have, you know, say the original with the legend that is Bill Paxton. So yeah, Twisters, July the 19th. We then get Marvel's only movie of this year. Yeah, they've really pulled back, I think, with the strikes and things going on and the delays they've had, and obviously the box office bombs that they've sort of been experiencing. They've sort of pulled everything back, and we're only getting Deadpool 3 on July the 26th. And it's going to be an interesting one. It's Deadpool's first foray into the actual MCU. We know that Hugh Jackman is on board as Wolverine. There are all sorts of rumours of massive cameos, big multiverse events going on. Owen Wilson's Mobius character from the Loki TV show possibly appearing as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all fits in, and how the comedy style and sort of breaking the fourth wall and things like that Deadpool does, how that all fits in. They try and get it into the MCU. But I suspect that film has the potential to be absolutely huge this year, and as I say, is Marvel's only cinematic release. So they'll be hoping, you know, that does go guns as well. Then get Borderlines on August the 9th. I must admit, I've never played the video game. I don't know too much about it. The film is coming from Eli Roth, who he's one of those sort of Marmite directors. You love him or hate him. I'm not a massive fan of the stuff that I've seen from him. Kate Blanchett, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, Jamie Lee Curtis. You know, it's got a good cast. But yeah, no trailer at the moment. And as I say, I don't really know too much about it. It's an unknown quantity one for that for me. August the 16th, Alien Romulus. My fingers are really crossed that they've done like what we got with Predator Prey, and that they've made a really good scary alien movie again. Directed by Fede Alvarez, that did Don't Breathe and the Evil Dead remake. So yeah, he's got some chops for producing tension. The film apparently is set between Alien and Aliens, so they've sort of gone back a bit. I'm all for that. And as I say, I just hope we get something approaching the quality of Predator Prey. We're due a good alien movie. We've not had one for a while. So yeah, fingers crossed on that one. Say Alien Romulus, August the 16th. August the 30th, Kraven the Hunter, yet another one of Sony's Spider-Man-less Spider-Man movies. Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Russell Crowe. The trailer didn't do anything for me at all. I think, again, I don't think that's going to do much business. I can only assume that Sony are churning these out cheap enough to warrant releasing them. Whether or not they'll actually ever get a chance to get all these characters together and actually have Spider-Man in the movie as well, who knows? September the 6th, Tim Burton's Beetlejuice 2. It's been absolutely long time coming. Is there still appetite for it? I don't know. I never underestimate the sort of goth girl audience. Jenny Ortega is cropping up in it, who was a big hit in Wednesday. It was a fantastic show. So Tim Burton's been very hit and miss for me recently, but yeah, really enjoyed Wednesday. Michael Keaton's obviously back on board as Beetlejuice. Catherine O'Hara is back, as is Winona Ryder as well. Has the potential to absolutely clean up with the sort of Halloween box office. Wouldn't surprise me to see that doing big money. It'd be interesting to see when we get a trailer for that, although, we pretty much know what Tim Burton stuff's going to look like at this point. We then get a movie that I didn't even know was coming out until I did some research for this video. Transformers 1, coming out September 13th. Apparently it's an origin story set on Cybertron. I'm assuming it's like a whole big CGI thing, because you've got Scarlett Johansson, John Hamm, Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime. Peter Cullen not performing as Prime for the first time in God knows, I think since the beginning. Larry Fishburne's in it as well. But yeah, I can't imagine all of that whole cast is appearing in a live action Transformers. Saying I haven't really heard much about it at all, so I suspect that's a big CGI affair with just them providing voice work. Say September the 13th for that Transformers 1. Joker, Folie à Deux, October the 14th. Joaquin Phoenix being joined by Lady Gaga this time as Harley Quinn. I must admit, I've not seen the original Joker. I've just not got around to watching it. It obviously did massive amounts of money at the box office, especially for a sort of film about a Batman villain not featuring Batman, and it doesn't really fit in with a Batman sort of mythos at all. And apparently the sequel is going to be a musical in some way or another. So I suspect the potential is there for it to do big business. Then on November the 8th, we get yet another Spider-Man movie in Venom 3. As I said previously, not a massive fan of the Venom movies. The first one was alright, didn't go much on the second one. Tom Hardy's good in the role. Yeah, I expect that's going to be pretty much more of the same. If you've seen the first two, I suspect you've seen everything we're going to get in the third one. But they seem to make money, so I imagine Sony will keep churning them out. On December 13th, an interesting one, Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, which is a animated movie, which is basically an animated prequel to Lord of the Rings. We get to see sort of Helm's Deep and how it's created by Helm Hammerhand. I think a lot of animated movies will sort of live and die on their visuals. Interesting to see once we get a trailer for that what style they've gone with. But I suspect it's going to be big epic battle scenes. So yeah, be interesting to see. It's set in Peter Jackson's version of Lord of the Rings, I believe. I think Erwin, Miranda Otto is credited as playing Erwin. I'm guessing, obviously, as she wasn't born for years after that, maybe she'll be used as a sort of bookmark device. Maybe she'll start telling the tale of Helm Hammerhand, and it will see into some flashbacks. But yeah, that's a return to Middle-earth on December the 13th with War of the Rohirrim. And then a movie, not got a lot of details on at the moment, a new Karate Kid movie, apparently hitting December the 13th at the moment. But it's bringing the two together. Ralph Macchio, the original LaRusso, is back, along with Jackie Chan playing his character Han from the sort of remake movie they did a few years back, which was also really enjoyable as well. So they're bringing them together. No word yet on whether they're going to sort of envelope sort of Cobra Kai into that as well. I hope they do. That could be really fun if they sort of bring this mad Karate Kid multiverse that we never expected to ever see together. I think it's got potential to be quite a fun little flick. I'm a huge fan of Jackie Chan, have been for years. So it'd be great to see him back on the big screen. And that's pretty much all the movies on my radar coming out in 2024. As I said, only one MCU movie, no Star Wars movie again. I believe the Rey movie, that's what people are calling the new Jedi Order, is still sort of being touted around with a December 2025 date, although that's the date when the next Avatar movie comes out, so I can't believe Disney are going to release them together. So I can see that Star Wars film possibly even pushed back till May 2026. No big DC movies this year at all. What with Aquaman sort of coming out, shitting the bed, and that's just that's sort of the Snyderverse done and dusted. We don't get James Gunn's Superman Legacy until 2025, sort of kicking off their new big DC extended universe. So yeah, with the sort of the strikes and just the way things have worked out and delays, a lot of the big franchises were not sort of getting any installments in 2024 at all. So from all those films, what takes your fancy? Let me know in the comments below. Is there anything I've missed out that you're really looking forward to? As I say, again, drop me a comment. Always love to hear from you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. Until next time, eat, geek, and be merry.